going to go to Dave in Grand Rapids. Hey, Dave, welcome to the show.
Hi. How are you?
Doing great. How can we help?
Okay, so I guess I'll start out maybe different. I have every one of your books, Dave. I've read them all. I had your tapes. Educated both my children, who are 30 and 33, on your logic of how to, stay healthy, stay safe, don't fall into the pitfalls. And I've also led that in my wife and our lifestyle.
Good.
So I followed all the steps, right? I have a mortgage that we paid off on our home last year.
Wow.
Nice.
$400,000. I'm 65. My wife is 62. She took her first Social Security check last week. I had her retire after 40 years of work. She just didn't want to do it anymore. So I said, that's it. You're done. So we did that. I have about $600,000 in 401ks. 65, as I said. Don't plan on retiring. Love work. Sales engineer for a company. Just love work. And for health reasons, continue, working your mind. Life insurance. Health insurance. Right? I don't fall into that category. So I get health insurance by working. But the question I have today that I don't find in your book, went to a class on how to save taxes and money. Just a class that was taught at a local school. And the thing he said is your 401k, you should start doing a Roth conversion now. So you're taking the money in my 401k, which are not Roth, and transferring that over before you get to 72, and that would be a good thing to do. And now I'm going to turn it over to you.
Well,
the tax bracket I'd be in would be 22%.
yeah, probably.
And I have room to do that. By
The benefit of it all being in Roth is if you're going to leave it alone, it's going to continue to grow tax-free, and you can leave it in there growing tax-free, where if you don't, you've got to begin the required minimum distributions, the RMDs, at 72.5, like the person told you.
Right.
That is correct information. Right. So you're going to have to begin drawing down on it if it's in a traditional at 72.5. Whether you want to or not, you're going to pay the taxes on a little portion every year, okay, because the IRS wants their money. So if instead you have moved it to a Roth by then, all at once or a little bit at a time over 5 years or whatever, you've already paid all your taxes at that point, and it will grow tax-free from then on. If you're going to turn right around and pull it back out within a few months or a few years, then that doesn't do any good. If you're probably not really touching the money, it'll probably make sense to do that because you probably got another 20 years before the money's ever accessed really then, like to 85, okay?
Right.
Or 95 or whatever you live to.
Right. Yeah, right. My dad's 90.
Yeah. So, again, the faster you're going to use that money up, the worse the idea is to move it to a Roth. And I think what I'm hearing you say is you guys are in really good shape and you probably don't need to access this money ever.
No, I have no credit card debt. Paid the cars off.
You're still working. Yeah.
Yeah, still working.
Yeah. But basically, if we take $600 and we pay taxes on it, it looks a lot like $400.
Right.
And but it's going to look like that anyway when you pull it out of a traditional later on. Right. So you're going to get the hit sometime in the next decade.
One way or the other.
Yeah.
I got you.
So you might as well put it in there and let it grow tax-free because I think you're going to be leaving it alone.
It's good. Because when you start to transfer it, you have to have the ability to have the cash though to pay those taxes.
Well, if you got that, then that's even better. But in his case, he would just use some of the money
to pay the taxes.
Yeah, he would reduce the balance from 600 down to he's going to give up 200,000 now or give it up later. The downside is you don't have the 200,000 that was going to taxes growing from now on.
Through it, yes, exactly.
Until you had to pull it out. But you got the required minimum distributions beginning at 72.5. Used to be 70.5 now anyway. So I don't think that's a bad suggestion. It's a weird suggestion because you don't hear that from the financial community very often.
Why?
But I don't, because they've been anti-Roth. Don't do a Roth if you're over 55 because it doesn't have time to grow.
Okay.
And so, by and large, but I'm 61. I'm not touching mine. I moved everything into Roth years ago, and I put everything into Roth now, which is the same thing, really. Like our 401k here at the office, I dump all mine into a Roth 401k, and I pay the taxes and move the match over into Roth at the end of every year. And do Roth personally. So, all that. So, because I'm never going to touch that money.
Yeah.
That money will be going to the kids. I mean, it's not going to, because I won't need it. I've got other sources of income.